Hello, class. First, let me tell you that for those of you that were taking the social psychology class, congratulations, that one less hurdle between you and the bachelor's degree. So, well done. Now, on the topic of ACEs, I really like this topic, this particular one, because this is showing the other side of the coin. First, they tell us, like, okay, this is average childhood experiences, this is what they cause, these are the different kinds. Oh, but also, there's other perspectives, and I really love that. And second, you know how much I love to criticize things. So, let's get started. On all of the topics and perspectives and optics of ACEs that could potentially have opportunities of improvement or maybe that are playing wrong, I just want to focus on three topics. The first one is that up to this point, we barely understand anything about adverse childhood experiences. We know there's a correlation, but we don't know what causes the different effects of these experiences. And for example, in the Steptoe's article, it calls about the physical and the mental effects of ACEs. Physically, there's an increased rate of cancer, diabetes, chronic pain. On the mental aspect, we got substance abuse, we got suicide, we got psychosis, we got homelessness. But how do they tie? We talked about cortisol. Yes, the stress hormone. And then the cortisol does things to the brain. Maybe, I mean, I didn't get like the whole mechanism. These three studies, they also claim that we don't really know, so I'm gonna take that for granted. We know little. We know something causes something else, but we don't know how. And this is troublesome when we are making decisions about that. So let's say the article of White says that the concept of ACEs is chaotic. And then the article of Rebecca and Meany came up with the definition. It says, we consider adversities to be those experiences which require significant adaptation by the developing child in terms of psychological, social, and neurodevelopmental systems, and which are outside of the normal expected environment. And then I go like, that doesn't sound so adverse. Like, so a child from wealthy parents that has to move to another country, is that considered adverse? And I'm gonna say a little bit more about the second topic. But some criticism on the method that even I noticed when studying it is that it's binary, so the adverse experience, you either have it or not. And in these three articles, they keep saying like it shouldn't be as plain as black or white, because also what's the frequency, what was the duration, well, what the severity of the adverse experience. Yeah, like, did my dad hit me once or he hit me every day? I think that's very important to be sure. Also, the ACE score, just a cumulative score with a single digit answer, and that's gonna be like determine all of your issues. I don't think so. And this third thing that I noticed, it relies a lot on memory. We're asking adults to recall the past, and the memory sucks, you know. And this is not something that I'm making up. We know that memory is something like very fluid. You can implant false memories in people, or they can just like be so fixated on an idea that they believe it's the truth. So it shouldn't rely on memory as much. Now the second topic, which ACEs? We have a list of 10. We already know who they are. We studied a lot of them. Mental illness, substance abuse, prison. We studied an extra one that's not in the Kaiser Permanente study, which is community ACEs. So I believe this is a good expansion of the topic. But the one of the other articles bring out some more: ethnic minority status, community dysfunction, which we check with. Thanks, Professor Husband. Poverty, which the article by White and team said that this is by design. They are not including poverty in the study for a reason. They also say bullying, which I think it's a pretty important one, as someone who was bullied for many years in school. And then I thought, Could sexual orientation be also a cause of adversity? And I'm saying about myself, I didn't know that being gay was like a thing until I was 17. Before that, I was just like, oh my god, I'm broken. Um, an important one, how are we not talking about illness? What if a child is fighting cancer or they had an accident and they have to amputate a leg? Uh, like, this is obviously something that's gonna cause them trauma as an adult. And we haven't talked about illnesses, physical illnesses, um, in themselves or in the family. And what about, would it be considered an adverse experience if the child doesn't feel upset at all, if it doesn't cause them stress, but their health has been compromised? And I'm saying, for example, one of these articles mentioned the children of obese parents. Then they're gonna be obese as well, right? So obesity as a childhood, is this an adverse experience? It's definitely ravaging their health. Also, what about access to internet too early? What about all the shit that kids see in the internet that parents don't realize? Like, do any one of you knows about ElsaGate? I just recently stumbled upon it. It's incredible. Like, people were inserting like filth in YouTube videos for kids. Like, they were like really cheap made, but they were made so that the kids would, to lure the kids into clicking them. And they would present with absolute filth about like sex and about like fetishes and things that eventually some of these kids are coming out now saying like, oh, now I have a kink because on pregnancy because of all these videos that I saw. So is that also a childhood adversity? And the third and final one, so not to make this video too long, is that during the whole class, I believe, and also everything that I'm reading, there's little to no emphasis on resilience, on stories of success. It seemed to be too deterministic. The ACEs will determine that you have you're prone to all of these issues. So we need to treat, or we need to make policies. But what about people that even despite adversity, they were able to rise? And yeah, we do touch a little bit topics about like some protective factors, but what about the stories of success? What about the celebrities or businessmen or politicians that came out from the worst, like with the worst cards, like you say, if you were playing a game of cards, and that despite this adversity, they rose. So we make very little emphasis on that. I think I remember like one video of this guy that we were seeing childhood sexual abuse, and he said that he was raped several times throughout his childhood and now he's advocating. But then the rest of the video was the guy like saying, yeah, but I'm gay, but not because I was raped. I'm gay because I'm gay, you know, and it turned into a rant of some sort. But yeah, I wish I saw more about like the potential of people to overcome which situations, what helped them. I wish I saw a little bit more of that. All right, thank you, class. Thank you for listening. Can't wait to hear your own opinions on this. And again, congratulations on being almost at the end of the semester.